Greetings to everyone. Good morning. So today we will talk about social networking. So before anything else, let's read first our learning objective. So we have analyzed teaching strategies that develop critical thinking and creative thinking and other higher order thinking skills. As well, perfect the application of teaching strategies that develop critical thinking and other higher order thinking skills. Internalize teaching strategies that develop critical and creative thinking and or higher order thinking skills. Before we formally start our discussion, so I just want to ask, who among you here have an idea when we hear the word social networking? Alright, very good. So when we talk about social networking, so it connects people online through shared interests, activities, or relationship. It uses platforms like Facebook or Instagram to facilitate communication, information sharing, and community building. So these networks allows individuals to build and maintain social connections both locally and globally. So what do you think is the importance of social networking, especially in education? So the importance of social networking, so it facilitates communication, connection, and strengthening a relationship and building communities. It provides access to information and diverse perspective. So broadening the knowledge and understanding of our own. Furthermore, it offers opportunities for collaboration, support, and professional networking. So it benefits individuals and the society as a whole. So, what do you think is the importance of digital literacy, especially into our lives? So, digital literacy, it is the ability to find, evaluate, or utilize, as well as share and create content using information technologies and the internet. So, it's essential for navigating the digital world safely and effectively, participating in society, and succeeding in many aspects of the modern life. So now, let's talk about digital citizenship. So, it was evident in the definition that it is easy to understand, and it means that digital citizenship refers to the responsible use of technology and the internet. So it involves understanding online rights, responsibilities, and ethical behavior in the digital world. Since we done discussing about digital citizenship, so now let's delve into safety and well-being. So safety and well-being, it encompasses both physical and mental health, ensuring a secure and supportive environment. So it involves protecting oneself from harm or promoting a state of happiness and fulfillment in an overall thriving community in order for us to foster a productive social networking. Upon fostering a productive social networking, it is very crucial to incorporate the concept of critical thinking. So critical thinking, it is an objective analysis and evaluation of an issue in order to form a judgment, and involves questioning assumptions or considering different perspectives and using logic and reason to reach supported conclusions. So and last, we have the future preparedness. So who among you here can share idea or their idea about future preparedness? So let's hear from the back, Mr. Barcelo. Alright, there you have it. Thank you so much, Mr. Barcelo. So in other words, when we talk about future preparedness, so it involves participating and planning for potential challenges and opportunities. This proactive approach aims to mitigate risk and capitalize future possibilities, ensuring more secure and successful future, especially in fostering or promoting social networking in the field of education.
Teaching about social networking, it's important to tailor your approach to meet the diverse needs of students and the evolving nature of digital platforms. Here are several crucial factors to consider. First is the age and maturity of students greatly influence what and how you teach. Younger students, such as those in elementary school, benefit from lessons centered on basic safety, like not talking to strangers online or thinking before posting. For example, a simple activity might include creating a kindness online poster. Older students, on the other hand, are ready to explore deeper issues like digital footprints, misinformation, and online privacy settings, possibly through debates or case studies. Second, clear objectives ensure the lesson has purpose and direction. For instance, an objective like students will be able to identify 3 strategies for managing their online privacy could lead to an engaging class activity, where students analyze real social media privacy settings and create a checklist for safe sharing online. Objectives should be measurable and directly linked to digital citizenship skills. Third, social media changes quickly. Platforms rise and fall, and features are constantly updated. Instead of focusing only on how to use specific apps, strategies should emphasize critical thinking and ethical decision making. For example, teaching students how to assess whether a post is credible or how to handle online peer pressure remains relevant regardless of the platform. Students are more engaged when lessons reflect their real experiences. Use current examples, trends, or scenarios they might encounter online. For instance, you could ask students to analyze viral challenges or TikTok trends and discuss the potential risk or positive impacts. 6. Not all students may have equal access to devices or the internet. Ensure your teaching strategies include alternatives, like using printed materials, offline simulations, or group work that doesn't require every student to be online. For example, a group role-play activity about reporting inappropriate content can be done entirely without devices. And the last key consideration is teachers should have a working understanding of the digital world or be willing to learn alongside their students. A teacher unfamiliar with a specific app could invite students to explain its features and discuss the pros and cons together, turning it into a collaborative learning experience. Thoughtfully considering these factors, educators can create lessons that are inclusive, engaging, and effective, helping students navigate the digital world with confidence and responsibility.
Next is project-based learning, PBL creating something. Description. Students create a tangible product, for example, public service announcement, infographic, presentation, awareness campaign related to a social networking topic. Why it's effective? Allows for creative expression, synthesizes learning, and can have a real-world impact. For example, educating younger students. Project-based learning is a teaching method where students create something meaningful, like a public service announcement, infographic, or campaign about a social networking issue. It allows students to express their creativity while applying what they've learned in a practical way. This approach helps them connect lessons to real-life situations and better understand important topics. Their projects can also be shared with others, such as younger students, to spread awareness and make a positive impact. Through PBL, students take ownership of their learning and see the value of their work beyond the classroom. So for example, students design a social media campaign to promote positive digital citizenship, create a video tutorial on managing privacy settings, or develop an infographic about identifying misinformation. So in this example, students work on projects that help others use social media responsibly and safely. They might design a campaign that encourages kindness and respect online, promoting positive digital citizenship. Some students could create a video showing how to adjust privacy settings on different platforms. Others might develop an infographic to help people recognize fake news and misleading information. These activities allow students to apply their knowledge creatively and make a real difference in how others use social media. The third one is role-playing or simulations. Description: students act out different roles or simulate online interactions. Why it's effective? Help students understand different perspectives, for example, victim, bully, bystander, platform, moderator. Practice appropriate responses and build empathy. So role-playing or simulations is a teaching method where students take on roles and act out real-life online situations. They might play the part of a victim, bully, bystander, or moderator in a social media conflict. This activity helps students see things from different perspectives and understand how each person might feel or react. It also gives them a chance to practice how to respond appropriately in digital situations. Overall, this method builds empathy, improves communication, and prepares students to handle online issues responsibly. So for example, a role-play situation where a student receives a mean comment online, practicing how to report it or respond respectfully. Simulate creating a fake profile to highlight the dangers of online impersonation. So in this example, students role-play a situation where someone receives a hurtful comment online. They practice how to respond calmly or report the comment to a trusted adult or platform moderator. Another activity involves simulating the creation of a fake social media profile to show how easy online impersonation can happen. This helps students understand the risks and consequences of pretending to be someone else online. Through this role plays, students learn how to act responsibly and safely in digital spaces. The fourth one is collaborative learning. For example, think, pair, share, jigsaw, group project. Description: students work together to explore concepts, share findings, and solve problems. Why it's effective? Encourages peer learning, diverse perspectives, communication skills, and collective problem solving. Social networking itself is about connection, so collaborative learning mirrors this. So collaborative learning is a teaching approach where students work together in pairs or groups to discuss ideas, solve problems, and share what they've learned. Methods like think, pair, share, jigsaw, or group projects help students engage actively with the lesson. This strategy is effective because it promotes learning from peers, encourages different viewpoints, and strengthens teamwork and communication skills. It also helps students develop solutions together, making learning more interactive and meaningful. Since social networking is built on connection, collaborative learning reflects the same idea by promoting interaction and shared understanding. For example, use a jigsaw activity where each group becomes experts on a different aspect of social media safety. For example, privacy settings, reporting tools, identifying fake news, and then teachers their home group. In this example, students participate in a jigsaw activity where they are divided into groups, with each group learning about a specific topic related to social media safety. One group might focus on privacy settings, another on how to report harmful content, and another on spotting fake news. Each group becomes an expert in their topic by researching and discussing it together. Afterward, students return their original home groups and take turns teaching their groupmates what they've learned. The fifth one is guest speakers or expert interviews. Description: invite professionals, for example, law enforcement, cybersecurity experts, digital marketing professionals, mental health counselors to share insights. Why it's effective: provides real-world contexts, different perspectives, and can be highly engaging. Guest speakers or expert interviews involving inviting professionals like police officers, cybersecurity experts, digital marketers, or counselors to talk with students. These experts share real-world experiences and practical advice related to online behavior and safety. This method is effective because it gives students fresh perspectives and connects classroom lessons to real-life situations. Hearing directly from professionals can also make the topic more interesting and meaningful. It helps students understand how digital actions have real consequences and how to stay safe and responsible online. So for example, a school counselor discussing the psychological impact of cyberbullying, or a local police officer explaining online legal consequences. So in this example, a school counselor visits the class to talk about how cyberbullying can affect a student's mental and emotional well-being. The counselor may share signs to watch for and ways to support someone who is being bullied online. A local police officer could also speak to students about the legal consequences of harmful online behavior. This helps students understand that actions online can have serious real-life effects. Through these expert talks, students gain valuable knowledge and are encouraged to act responsibly and with empathy in digital spaces. The second to the last is Socratic seminar or structured debate. Description: facilitated discussions or debates on controversial or complex social networking topics. Why it's effective: promotes higher order thinking, active listening, evidence-based reasoning, and respectful discourse. So Socratic seminar or structured debate is a learning method where students discuss or argue about important and sometimes controversial topics related to social media. In this format, students are encouraged to think deeply, ask thoughtful questions, and support their opinions with facts. It also teaches them to listen carefully to others and respond respectfully, even when they disagree. This method improves critical thinking, reasoning, and communication skills. Overall, it helps students develop confidence in expressing their views and understanding different perspectives in a respectful way. For example, debate topics like should social media companies be responsible for fact-checking all content? Or is it ethical for employers to check applicants' social media profiles? So in this example, students engage in debates about real and challenging issues related to social media. They may argue whether social media companies should be responsible for checking the truth of everything posted online. Another topic could be whether it's fair for employers to look at a person's social media when deciding to hire them. Through these debates, students learn to build strong arguments, use evidence, and think about different sides of an issue. This activity also helps them develop respectful communication and deeper understanding of social media's role in society. The last one is direct instruction, mini lessons, and guided practice. Description: short, focused teaching segments on specific concepts. For example, defining digital footprint, explaining terms of service, followed by practice. Why it's effective. Necessary for foundational knowledge and vocabulary. So direct instruction with guided practice involves teaching short, clear lessons on specific topics like digital footprint or terms of service. These mini lessons help students understand key terms and basic concepts needed for deeper learning. After the lesson, students are given activities to practice and apply what they've just learned. This method is effective because it builds a strong foundation of knowledge and vocabulary. It ensures that all students are on the same page before moving on to more complex tasks or discussions. So for example, a quick lesson on understanding different privacy settings on a platform, followed by students navigating those settings on their own devices or simulated platforms. So in this example, the teacher gives a short lesson about how privacy settings work on social media platforms. Students learn what each setting does and why it's important for protecting personal information. After the explanation, they get hands-on practice by exploring settings on their own devices or through a safe, simulated version. This helps students apply what they learned right away and see how it works in real life. The activity builds confidence and encourages responsible use of digital tools.
Now we're going to continue to the essential resources and tools. So first, tools and resources is the common sense media. So one of the example of this is their website provides reviews and ratings for movies, TV shows, apps, and games, along with articles and guides for parents and educators on topics like screen time, cyberbullying, and privacy. They also offer a K-12 digital citizenship curriculum. And second one, we have the school policies, referencing and understanding your school's acceptable use policy or AUP and social media guidelines. Example of this is a school UAP might outline rules for interest usage on school devices, acceptable website, consequences for misuse, and expectations for online behavior. Social media guidelines could specify how students and staff should conduct themselves on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, especially when representing the schools or interacting with school related content. They might include rules, absolute privacy, posting appropriate content, and avoid cyberbullying. Next, we have the real world examples. News articles, documents, reviewer, YouTube, or carefully verified. Example of this is news articles. An article for public news resources and discussing current event related to the online privacy or the impact of social media on society. Next, we have example of documentary. So this social media express of the impact of social media and mental health and democracy. Terms and conditions may apply which examines online privacies. Another we have the YouTube. It may help with expert on cybersecurity, ensuring the cleanliness and content are reliable and appropriate for the audience. And next, we have the current social media platforms. These use screenshots, short videos, clips, or even guided live expectations if they appropriate and safe to make concept concrete. Example of this is screenshots. Showing a screenshot of a privacy setting page, Facebook or Instagrams to illustrate how to adjust privacy controls. Next, we have the short video clips, a brief clips of TikTok trend to discuss digital trends and their impact or demonstrations of how to report um, inappropriate content on platform guided live expectations. And next, we have the safeguards and demonstrating how search and imagines works or have they identified fake news or the website. This should be done in environment to ensure their safety and focus on educational objectives. Next, we have the interactive quizzes pools for checking understanding and engaging students. Example of this is quizzes, a multiple choice quiz on identifying fake news headlines or understanding copyright laws of digital content. Poll, a poll asking students their options or their opinions and how much screen times is too much or what they would do they encountered cyberbullying online, and tools like Kahoot, Google Forms, or many apps for the ripped here. And now we're going to continue to the example teaching sequence sa high school focused digital footprints. So first we have engage. Think, pair, share. You can ask students if someone Googled your name right now, what would they find or how would they feel about it? So second one we have explore, or one of the example of this is case studies and group discussion. So, present a case studies of a student who lost an opportunity due to their online presence, like case study A and case study B. Third, we have explain. Example of this is direct instructions and guide practice. So you can introduce the concept of digital footprints, the active versus passive. Examples of what to cover, we have the active digital footprints, things you intentionally post on social media, comments, photos, videos, blog posts, emails you send, and online purchase. We have the passive digital footprint, data collected about you without your direct actions, website cookies, cruise histories, locations data from apps, online activity tracked by advertised public records. Show examples of how to check privacy settings on common platforms. Number four, we have elaborative, or one of the example of this, we have the project-based learning. Students work in groups to create a positive digital footprints campaign for younger students, including a piece, a video, infographic, or presentations. And last one, we have evaluate or reflections and debate. So students reflect on their own digital footprints and create a personal action plan.